What is up, guys? How y'all doing? I'm pretty hyped up. I'm excited for this stream. If you've been on some of my other streams, you'll know that I am doing quite a bit right now of building startups. I started last month. I didn't want it to be like a New Year's resolution. I didn't want it to come across like that. But I started building startups last month. And the process of just doing it is just addictive. Like highly, highly, highly addictive. So far, I built an email scraper tool. Started working on AI media buyer. That's a much bigger project now. We've got like people who are actually developing that properly. It started out as like an AI project. It's now an actual startup. So, working on that. Started working on a TikTok tool now. This one's very interesting because basically, what I've realized, and I'm sure many of you guys will have already known this, on TikTok, there is a way to generate business, right? If you go and post organically, you're going to get people who are going to consume your content, they're going to comment, they're going to share it, they're going to like it, message you, whatever. But it's a very manual process. So what I figured out was there's actually a way to kind of automate it and build a tool that would essentially enable you to generate leads for your TikTok. That's like the easiest way to explain it. So I'm working on that right now, along with everything else. What's addictive? What's addictive for me personally is building startups, like building tools. I find it so fun. I think I've found like what I'm most passionate about, honestly. I love doing paid ads, I love doing marketing, but combining everything all together and just building really cool stuff, I generally get so much enjoyment out of. That's what I spend my free time doing. Like if I'm not doing client work, I'm literally just building. Very healthy habit, to be honest. Love that. Thanks. Which product? So right now I'm working on a product for TikTok, actually. So what it will do is it will scrape your TikTok followers. It'll give you in a CSV file, and you can start generating leads out of them. TikTok is literally a goldmine for lead generation. Like everybody talks about LinkedIn, everybody talks about Instagram, and even X or Twitter. I feel like not enough people look at TikTok. And I think part of the reason why is because you can live stream, you can post content, but I don't think it's very easy to track people and get hold of leads. And so I'm building a tool that literally simplifies that. I'm going to show you it in like 10 seconds. I'm just deploying it to a server real quick. I'll bring it up. What should I do if my daily spend limit increases in the day after, decreases the old limit? Your daily spending limit increases and then it decreases. Pay your invoices on time. I mean, that's probably why. Have you had any payments that are bounced? That could be the most obvious reason. Have you ever done an advertorial landing page? Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I can try and dig out some examples. Sorry to pay them stuck at $48. If you're stuck at $48, I mean, try and pay your invoices as soon as they rise. So if you're spending like $48 a day, as soon as you spend like $5, just pay it. Yeah, VCOM, I'm trying to find an advertorial example. One that I can actually share as well. What are you building? I'm a software engineer. Right now, I'm building a TikTok tool. So basically, it scrapes your following and it analyzes it and it enables you to drive leads, or sorry, generate leads out of your TikTok audience. And you can do the same on other people's videos. TikTok is literally the biggest goldmine I've ever used, especially in my industry. My industry is so damn saturated. One of the ways I came up with the concept, and I'll show you it when eventually it's deployed. One of the ways I came up with it is I noticed that there's people who have sat in some of my videos and have looked at the comments, and then they've gone and basically reached out to them and tried to sell them services, because people have commented like, hey, how do I do this? Or I've got this issue, can you help me with my ads? So you get people reaching out and say like, hey, I'll do a better job than this guy. And so I was just like, why not just build a tool that kind of scrapes TikTok for your own followers, other people's comments, and do something like that. Here it is right here. It's not really mobile optimized yet, but if I type in my username right here, alright, I click on fetch user info. One sec, I've got a bug here. But what it does is it would scrape TikTok and it will give you all of your followers, and it will tell you how many followers they have as well. And that's another thing, like, I didn't realize how many people were following me that are quite big. And so, yeah, these are people you can reach out to right now, because if you go and follow them, you can have a DM with them. Have a look at what's going on here. I have nothing in my console. Can I make a paid ad from my what? Can I make a paid ad from an Instagram existing post? Yeah, you can. When you go to Ads Manager, you have to go on the option that says use existing post. Right, I'm just going to give Replit this issue. Mr. BSTN, what do you code with? What's your stack? Are you full stack? Are you front end? I'm always looking for partners. I got a bunch of ideas. It's just trying to build them. What's a good minimal budget to start off with? I'd say it's a minimum of 50 a day. Absolute minimum. I think it's hard to do anything with anything less than that. Unless you're in something like lead gen, where you've got a CPA that is just so small, like $5, that you could get away with spending 20 a day. Full stack engineer. Nice. Yeah, I've been using Next.js, Tailwind as well. I got to drop in 2.5 weeks. How much money should I put to scale up the ads? I mean, how big is the brand? How much can you afford? Yeah, for a drop, I would probably be doing some pre-launch ads, get some hype going, and then you want to retarget those people when you actually do the drop. So, I worked with a client that had something similar. They were spending about 10K for the entire drop. Others, don't have that type of budget. So, it really depends on how much you can afford to spend. Right, let me try this again. All right, here we go. So it worked that time, the API. So you can see right here, these are the people that recently followed me. I can put in anyone right here. And then I can export this as a CSV file right here. What I'm going to actually do is try and put this into almost like an AI that can kind of analyze whether these people could be potential leads and also get hold of their bio. So I think if you get hold of the bio and you've got like, I don't know, 10,000 people that you scrape, then you really know who could be a lead. If someone's got like e-commerce brand for me, or I don't know, they're a service-based business, I can reach out to them. And that's what I gotta do next. Did you used to be a coder? I'm not like professional. I know the basics. I've played around with JavaScript. I learned ages ago through Treehouse and Code Academy. And I was building like really basic websites, like HTML sites, when I was probably 13. I did it at school. But I'm not really like a pro. But the way I'm doing it now is like the ultimate dream. So I've actually transitioned into Webflow, WordPress, doing a bunch of stuff around that. I looked at Bubble. I don't really like Bubble. So I built a lot of websites in Webflow. You can use tools like MemberStack. There's a couple of others that are just really good, like no-code tools. And then finally, you've got tools like Replit, Lovable Dev, that are actually very, very good. There's a lot of people who are kind of against it, and I know there's developers who say it's not as good as working with a developer. And like, I agree. But if you've got limited budget and you've got basic knowledge, you could literally throw together an MVP. I mean, I've done it right now. Like, I'm literally building a TikTok scraper. And I think I'm paying $30 a month for this tool or something like that. So the barrier to entry to creating your own startup is like all-time low. I've been doing paid ads since 1999. Wow, that was when I was born. That is pretty cool. Yeah, send me a follow, I'll follow you back. I bet you've got some pretty cool insight. I've done paid ads for 9 years, but obviously we did a lot longer. I'm sure you can share some pretty cool stuff. How do you retarget? If you talk about meta ads, you have to create custom audiences. So you can even do it on traffic, so third-party audiences, people that are outside of Facebook, Instagram. You can do first-party, so like engagement, video views. What you do is you go to Audience Manager, create a custom audience, then in your ad set, you can go to where it says custom audiences and literally just click those audiences. That's it. It's as simple as that. Just follow me. Okay, thank you, mate. I will send you a follow back. Yeah, hit me up. I'd be curious to hear from you. I'm also building an AI media buyer. I think a combination of the recent comments and being a follower is better. That's interesting. I wonder how you do that, combining the two. I think there is a way, but just bring it all into one. I'm trying to add an avatar to my funnel, but don't know how. Oh, sorry, don't know what events to use. What are you selling? You're building AI paid tools. Nice. Yeah, I'd love to see them. What is going on with my Spotify? It's like playing the same tunes. I used to listen to a Intense Coding mix. It's actually quite good. Let me see if I can find it. This type of stuff. Yeah, maybe it's not very good for TikTok Live. Let me see. This will do. Get your list of followers you already have, then script the comments on your videos. With AI, you can then qualify those comments and see if they need something. That is a very interesting way to do it, thinking about it. I mean, yeah, you could literally build that. I've got a very, very good API that does this. You don't have to log into TikTok or anything. And they can handle a high volume of requests. I think they can handle like 200,000 requests a month per user. But I see what you mean about matching it up. Like, I was kind of thinking something similar. What do you think of AI created digital products like PDFs and courses to sell with meta ads? I think digital products is good. Like, it depends exactly what you mean. If it's a PDF, I've not had as much success with that personally. For me, it's been more like actual digital products like presets, templates. I always use the two examples. I worked with a client that sold video presets, made an absolute fortune, made almost £1 million. Very young guy. Didn't know what he was doing on ads. Yeah, he was killing it. He still is, like. And then there's another guy on TikTok called Marius that I consulted for about 2 months, and he does like a super bundle of PowerPoint templates. I think it's like 1,000 slides, really nice modern templates. Create a whole concept around never have boring presentations again. He's selling it for $99. He's also making pretty decent money. What's the API I'm using? It's on Rapid API. I'll try and find the name of which one. But there's a couple of them on there. Right, let me give this more prompts. One thing I've learned with Replit as well, this is thanks to my business partner, when you get to about $1.50 of spend, you want to tell it to write a channel log and just note down all the changes that it made. And then you open a new chat and it stops it from bugging out. And me and my business partner, we've been doing this on all the products we built, and we've actually had like very few issues. Sometimes you have to keep giving more prompts, but overall it's been pretty good. Yeah, if you guys have any more questions about paid ads, I'm still answering them. That sticky thing is never going to stick up. Right, let me get back to this. So, what do I want next? Is it running out of tokens? No, it's not running out of tokens. I don't know if you can see this top right, but after a certain amount of tokens, I mean, it's basically usage of about $1.50. We figured out so far is when it starts to get buggy because you've like almost given it too many things to do in this one chat. And so what you do is you get it to write a channel log, and then you open a new chat. I run an event. Would you treat your paid ads for events partly marketing the same as ecom? I would, yeah. So what you want to do is get the conversions API set up so that you can optimize per ticket sale for that event, ideally. Or if it's a free event, then get someone to enter in their email or whatever, so you at least capture them, and then that becomes an event you optimize for. So yeah, you're literally running it like an ecom event. If you're selling it at a price, obviously you could pass back the purchase value to Facebook and then calculate ROAS. What's my ads setup? Do you run only CBO or ABO? At the moment, I'm only running ad set budget optimization. That's why I have to change certain AI charts. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing here. So if I go to this right here, you can see everything that's done, which is pretty cool. So then I literally go then back to agent, and then I go for it again. Why only ad set budget optimization? It's because I don't, like, in my experience of the last couple of months, Facebook has not been that great, especially with the automated like Advantage Plus, CBO type of stuff. And so I found it better to just do it manually, sort of have control. I can look at where I want to spend more budget, where I want to reduce it, not rely on CBO. I just have less issues, better performance. I think CBO, like, it does work. I'm not saying it doesn't, but the way I'm looking at it at the moment is kind of like the lazier way. I think if you spend enough time in Meta, you can get better results for your ad set budget optimization. That's what I found. Google's the only one that I really go heavy with automation, like target CPAs. I pretty much use everything there. You built your own ticket selling system with conversion API tracking. Ads only working before the event. What do you mean, like you're not able to track a conversion event after it happens? They might have an online brand that sells American candy drinks. Looking for ways to address sales. You want high value traffic at low cost. Are there any growth hacks that work well? If you're selling American candy, that type of stuff, I mean, TikTok is something that screams out to me. Even TikTok Shop, depending on where you are and what you're doing. So if you produce enough content organically on TikTok, I mean, you could ramp up an audience pretty quick. Maybe you're doing like nostalgia type of content, and then you drive people to your website, you start building up traffic, then use the ads to retarget those people if they don't buy. You could do something like that. A week before is when the ROAS starts ramping up. Ah, sorry, I misread that. I mean, I have seen that. Like, I used to work with this concert. They did like candlelit concerts all over the place, all over America. It was usually the last 3 to 5 days where you really saw the uplift. And those guys would try and advertise like a month before. And to be fair, you did notice there were people who were just kind of curious, tagging their partner, tagging their friend. It was like a romantic dinner concert. Like a month or so before, it'd be like, oh, look at this is a cool idea. But then when you change the ads to sort of last chance, last remaining tickets, discount codes, like, yeah, that's when it really works. So maybe you just need to spend a higher budget in a short period of time. Right, let me carry on with this. So let me make sure the data is saving properly. What's my plan for Q1? My plan for Q1 is always the same with every brand, and it's basically find new people, new attention, get as many eyeballs on the brands as possible in Q1. Sometimes do sales. I'm like 50-50 on sales because I don't believe in doing a sale to keep yourself alive. And I work with so many companies who are in that position, and they come to me and they're like, oh, I need to do a 50% off end of Q1 sale or Valentine's sale, whatever. You just get into the cycle of continue to do sales, you devalue yourself, and it's hard to scale. But yeah, Q1 is really just about building a brand. Enhanced TikTok, right? Let me approve this. What are we looking at here? I'm building a TikTok app right now. So it basically enables you to do lead generation through TikTok. Mitch, what's up, man? How you doing? What's the website I'm on right now? It's called Replit. Cheapest CPM in Q1. Yeah. Depending on where you're at. When is the Mitch and Matt duo live coming? We should do one. I've actually never done a live duo with someone. I don't even know how you do it. Should probably do that. Q on the time of clients freaking out, literally. I don't know, 2025 is just going to be a mad year. I can just feel it. There's too much happening. Too much happening with AI, just trends, social. I think TikTok was meant to be banned and now it's like got halted. I don't know, it's just gonna be crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be volatile as hell. Random quantum entanglement going on here. Alright, let me try this again. Nice. So now this stuff should save my history. Alright, it does, but it's in JSON. Damn. I don't even know about prompts. I'm just going to put that. Can you avoid saving as JSON? Mitch, if you're still here, what's your biggest prediction this year in paid ads? Once you script this, are you getting the email or contact info on another API? I'm kind of in the middle of like a couple of concepts. The overall thinking is TikTok is a goldmine. It's full of leads. People are commenting on videos, you miss them all the time, and there's no way to track that. And then, like I said before, I've had other people on TikTok literally come on with videos and reach out to people because they commented like, "Hey Matt, can you help me with ads?" And then some agencies reached out to them and tried to sell to them. So, you know, if you want, you could also scrape other people's videos. But yeah, in terms of like lead gen, contact info, I mean, if they're following you, you could just follow them back and send them a message. Otherwise, I've got to think a bit more about how to reach out. I think it's going to be volatile year, feel good recession coming. Yeah, TikTok staying in the US is like so important. I hope there's no issues, honestly. Is this Copilot? No, this is Replit. Okay, so apparently this will not work. Let's try it. It's good followers. No scraping history found. Weird. Seeing a lot of brands getting down the TikTok shop, TikTok live, selling route. I think TikTok live is like the most underrated thing, to be honest. Neil Patel put out a post recently about short form content, claiming that it doesn't actually give you that much for good ROI. I know it does for some people, but he's saying based on what he's done for analysis, TikTok live is like, well, live stream in general is very high in terms of ROI for money and time. Blog posts, webinars, basically longer form content. Happy New Year, wish you an amazing 2025 and high res. Thank you. Same to you. I feel like ROAS is going to come down for a lot of people this year. That's my gut feeling. I feel like last year there was a lot of brands that got humbled. Q4 of last year, the amount of just like small companies and people that thought they had an amazing product, they come and they're like, hey, all I've got is 10K. I tell them, it's probably a gamble, you shouldn't do it. They say, no, I want to work with you. You run ads and they barely break even. That's just happened a lot. The days of just throwing any random crap on Ads Manager and it working has kind of disappeared. You like to scrape videos and use AI to label them as product aware, solution aware. Nice. That's a cool concept. "13 years of economic bliss, time for some humbling." Yeah, it sure was. 2020, I think, like, screwed everything up. I had some massive clients, like, end of 2020, 2021, spending stupid amounts of money a day. We're talking like 20, 30K a day. A lot of them were funded by private equity, and then all that just kind of disappeared. Has everyone set up GA's conversion tracking? I've done the integration with Meta, but that's about it. Yeah, this tool's called Replit. We are building a TikTok tool for lead gen live. So what it does is it does do the scraping, but it's not saving the history. So you can see right here, like I can't go back to what I just did. So I'm just trying to fix that. Yeah, this stuff is just ridiculously crazy. I sometimes get speechless over it. Like, if you understand the complexity and even just like how much work it takes to learn how to program, and then you come to this and it just does it all for you. It's just mad. I feel like anybody with an audience now can just build tools, solve problems, could actually compete against SaaS companies, you know, the ones with all the funding, and launch something better. The barrier to entry is all time low. And this is the worst you're going to see of it. I don't know if you can see this part of my screen, but it's literally doing everything. It's removing code, it's adding comments, it's refactoring itself, and then it updates the channel log. So now if I go and test it again, because it's saying it's finished, I'm going to put my username. Liam, I've used Framer, but I don't use it that much anymore because you can't export the code. I feel like it's really stupid. So personally, I'm a massive fan of Webflow. Right, we got a bug. Another crazy feature of this is literally copy it and just paste it. And then it's thinking and it will fix itself. It's hard to steal so many popular SaaS for years. People steal from us all the time. Could you explain this like I'm a kid? Sure. I'm no expert in it myself, but my way to explain this would be that there are these tools now like Replit, Bolt, Lovable. I think they're probably running off of Claude. I mean, this one's running off Claude 3.5. And because Replit has got the ability to build a database, deploy it, it can literally do everything. What you can do is you can prompt it and you say, hey, I want to build this tool that does this. And you can use Claude, you can use ChatGPT to help you come up with a brief. Like, for me, I literally went to ChatGPT and said, come up with some micro SaaS ideas. And then it gave me some ideas and refined it. And I was like, okay, I like this one. So now turn this into a brief. So it turns it into a brief. Then I fed it into this. It's like using ChatGPT. And it's basically doing all the code, database setup, everything, even the design. And you can direct it. So that's on the left. Then on the right, you have what it's building, which you can see right here. And so I'm literally, it's like hiring a developer full time. I'm just saying, go do this. So right now I'm saying to it, I want to build a tool where I can scrape my TikTok followers and I'm going to basically do lead gen. So right now the issue is that it's not saving the results into the history. So this part works, so you can see my profile, it's got the data, these are my recent followers. Now I'm going to go to history and you can see, I mean, this looks super ugly, but it seems to be making progress. So I'll go back to it, I'll give it feedback. I mean, I'm literally going to take a screenshot just to show you. Let me give it this screenshot real quick. I'm just going to say history page. You don't even need to be tech savvy. Like, I'm just giving it loads of random crap. I'm just saying history page is showing a bunch of text. Not enabling me to open up the scrape again. And what does this even say? Let me copy it. Give an example. Right, so you can see right there. Just giving it that, it's thinking. Try Klein AI and DeepSeek. Replit tends to waste time and credits. Have you found Klein AI? I've tried a lot of them now, like Windsurf, tried loads of them. The only reason I've stuck with Replit is because it's got everything there that you need. And so I feel like there's value. Like when I use Windsurf, it's giving me all these issues with setting up a database, deploying it. It was a nightmare. probably because I don't know enough. Whereas this tool just kind of figures itself out. But yeah, you can see right here, like, I understand the history of the page, blah, blah, blah. So it knows what's going on. It's going to modify it. Me and my business partner, right now, we're talking about actually building, this sounds ridiculous. So we build an AI agent that talks to this. So rather than me sitting here doing this, I literally talk to the AI agent that acts as a product manager. And then I act as whatever, I don't know, founder, CEO, whatever. So I don't even have to talk to this. And I think that's where it's going to go. If you look at companies like Klarna, they reduced their workforce by like 40% or whatever it is, replace it with AI agents, and they're becoming massively more profitable. Right, let me try this again. Klarna's VS Code plugin. What do you use for the database? Ah, there we go. So rerun scrape. I made a software to transcribe YouTube to TikTok videos, create written content. That's a pretty cool idea. Is that live? Like, can we use it, or is it private? Using Firebase. Firebase is great. I just found a bit of a pain to work with. That's probably just my knowledge. Right, I'm gonna open a new chat. Yeah, send me a link, man. I'd love to try it. Yeah, Superbase is a pain. Bolt is using that, and Lovable Dev, I think. What happens when 20 to 30% of the workforce is replaced by AI? I honestly don't really know. I don't think those people are going to be out of jobs, but I think they're going to probably change what they do day to day. I really don't know. I'm not the right person to ask. One thing that I've been thinking about, though, is there's a lot of AI agents that are going to do shopping for people, right? So you're going to go to this AI agent, say, go find me a new bag or whatever. And so the AI agent is going to go and find that product and either suggest it or buy it on behalf of the customer. And there's all these like predictions of how big that market's going to be. So then the question is, if you're running ads, are you now running ads to bots? Like, if you got to produce content, an ad creative, that a bot is going to decide on whether this is the right brand to buy from because of what the client is seeking. It's a bit of a head fuck. I feel like it's going to happen. I've already seen on LinkedIn somewhere there's a bot where you can literally give it a prompt. Go find me the cheapest bag, blah, blah, blah. And it's going through Google and it's searching. How does that bot know which ad to click on? And then you've got tools like ClickSees, which are fighting against bot fraud. It's going to be very interesting. Is this Replit? Yeah. Replit agent. Right, I'm going to start a new chat with this now. Let's hope for GPT ads. Yeah, that's another one. I feel like it's going to become very big. Like, sometimes when I need to buy fashion, I just can't be bothered to look. So an agent that does that for you is pretty valuable. Have you tried adding error handler to the history component? No, I didn't know you could do that. I used it, couldn't finish what I wanted from him, had to give up. I had a lot of issues when I started, but what I've learned is you have to create this channel log right here, and then it references that. So I just created a brand new chat because if I keep adding to the same chat, I found it just goes off on a tangent. It hallucinates, whatever the right word is. On the history tab, can you... Tell the agent that you want an error and what? Error handlers for the history component. Okay, I'll do that. I can't believe so many people don't even know this stuff exists. Like, it's mad. This agent site's called Replit. My experience is that if you add error handler, restart the app via agent's terminal, you can see the error and fix it. What's the prompt? Are you literally just saying to add an error handler? Is that all you're saying? Let's have a look if this works. Go away. View details. Yeah, it's still not working. See, this is the like slightly annoying thing, and it could be just the way I'm prompting it. But what this should be doing is just going back to that page, the same page layout as follows, and you should be able to just be able to access it. Yes, and add the at component. What am I literally just saying like add error handling? Yeah, this is Replit AI. Right, so it's doing it. Let's see how this goes. Nick, do you know anything about Shopify Liquid and Replit? Because that's another big project. Is if you can create Shopify themes in Replit. I mean, myself, like as a marketer, I have a lot of data on what works, what doesn't. But it's just getting it to work with Shopify Liquid. It was a bit of a pain. I tried it ages ago and it said it couldn't work with Shopify Liquid. Or it like couldn't render the code in that template and language, whatever it's called. I don't even know the correct terminology. Shopify Liquid. It's like Shopify's template language. Like you can't just use a standard React template or HTML. You've got to use Shopify Liquid. So I guess it renders the content or whatever. Had a quick look at Webflow. Do you use any of their templates? Yeah, I use loads of them. I spent a fortune on Webflow templates. What app am I making? I'm making an app that enables you to scrape your TikTok and do lead generation. So you can scrape comments on your videos. You can scrape your followers, see who's following you. Comes from my own sort of use case. I have a small audience, like 28,000 people is not massive in the TikTok world. But I don't really know who's following me. You know, I see people who come on TikTok live. But like, I don't know who my biggest follower is. I did this ages ago. I found a tool that could do it. And I found there was like 5 people that followed me that were like very well known. You know, so those could be good leads to reach out to. What I've got to do is follow them back and send them a message. Does it take a long time to make the app? I mean, if you build this yourself manually with code, it'd probably take, I don't know, maybe a week, maybe longer. Depends how fast you work. You might be able to build it in a couple of days, I'm not sure. I've so far spent about 90 minutes. And all it's cost me is a very small monthly fee. It's wild. My favorite feature is the fact that I can go on Dribbble right now, look for a really nice site, a SaaS product, and say, hey, I want you to make my website look like that. Do you know where I can buy comments for meta ads? For ads, not really. For organic posts, there are tools that do it. Right, this application is restarting itself. So whilst it does that, if you guys have any questions about ads, let me know. I'm just gonna wait for this to load. How much is Replit per month? I'll have to Google that because I can't remember. Depends on the plan you want. I mean, it's a no-brainer for what they charge. Like, so it starts at $25 a month, or $40 for teams, and then there's like kind of upsells, I guess, like usage credits and hosting. I've built like 10 projects now, which sounds a little bit crazy, and it's cost me under $100, which is mad. Is January a dead month? For some people, yeah. Depends on the industry you're in. Do I see any bottlenecks to generating an app or website as opposed to coding it manually? I guess you're trusting AI, right? It's kind of like asking AI medical questions. I think at the moment, you're still going to get a human that probably do a better job or knows the right way to do things. I think the AI probably tries to take shortcuts. I don't know, like I'm not an expert. I've got basic development understanding. I know how to build products, that type of stuff, obviously marketing, but me personally, I think like I will always go with Replit for now. And what I'll do is I'll use Replit to build an MVP. And if that product is doing well and I can market it and it's got validation, then I'd look at probably hiring a full-time developer or find a co-founder who's your CTO and have them take over. I don't think you could really build like enterprise apps, like big projects with it. I think just basic MVP you could definitely do. Does your pixel data give you extremely high counts? Page view counts. Is that what you mean? Is it hard to make an app with Replit by itself and get over 500 paying customers? I don't think it's hard, no. If you do it properly and you know what you're doing, I think you could do it very easily. I think for something like getting 500 paying apps from Replit, 500 paying customers from using Replit, I think you've got to be very smart at what you build. So, you know, at one point on TikTok, there was a trend for these AI filters. Something like that, where people are just going to download an app or go to a website, upload a picture of themselves, and it's funny or whatever. It's like some kind of reaction, and then they go post about it on TikTok. And so you have that sort of effect of, well, it's the net promoter score stuff. People like your product enough to the point where they want to promote it. And just a simple fun concept like that can very easily get you 500 paying customers. You probably get 50,000 paying customers. But if you're trying to build, let's say, a HubSpot clone, and you're charging like $300 a month, I think that's very difficult. You're going to need funding, you're going to need a big team. So it's kind of like more about what you're building. Like this TikTok app I'm building, I think it could very easily handle 3,000 people using it a month. Because the concept is very simple and it uses APIs. Yeah, if your page views are very high on your pixel, I would look in GA4, where's that traffic coming from, and just find out whether it's bot traffic, first of all. There's no reason for you to get tons and tons of traffic, and if you are, this is assuming like you're not big, you're just a startup. If you are, then check where it's coming from. It might be coming from somewhere like India, China. It could be loads of bots coming from there. Did you check to see if your database has the history in JSON? No, that's a good idea. I'll do that. Right now, it's just fixing an error in the API. It says cannot get and then / code not found. So it's just doing that. There's a routing issue by the looks of it. How would you set up the ads and you brand content from 8 different creators, 1 to 3 videos from each? I'd say first of all, it depends on how much budget you have. You don't want to spread too thin, so you might have to do sort of 1 creator at a time, which would mean you'd have 1 ad set, and the key is you got to make sure that every ad set is the same in terms of its targeting. So if it's broad, go broad and have exclusions. If it's 5 interests, use the same 5 interests ideally. And then you have basically 1 ad set per creator. That's one way to do it. And if you've got 3 videos per creator, then you could have 5 ad sets running over time and do ad set budget optimization. You want to try and spend an equal amount of money behind each one as well. Bro, answer me please. What was your question? Is the existing post button the same as use post ID in a campaign? Yeah, it's the same. Post ID is more like, I don't know, you've got a post from 5 months ago and you've got the idea of that post, you want to use that. Whereas the existing post is more like you can kind of scroll through and select it. When you click history, that looks like a string from your database. Yeah, it did. What did it say? Oh, actually, it asked me to... It's asking me to create like a feature to view it properly. But I just wanted to fix that issue, so let's have a look. I'll bring it back over. Oh, it looks like it's back up now. Yeah. Just went on like a massive tangent. Nick, also, do you find the agent is better than the assistant, or is it the other way around? Chat seems to fix some issues. Interesting. Getting sales from traffic with no sales. What's the deal? You're getting sales from a traffic campaign, but not from a sales campaign. It's a bit more complicated. How much is your cost per sale on a traffic versus a sales campaign? That would be my first question. I'd really have to take a look at that account, like, because there's so many answers to that question of what it could be. Right, it's back up. I've just given it a prompt to hopefully fix itself. But yeah, on the history page. Why is it showing that? Ah. So that's an old one. That is literally what it should be doing. That's perfect. So if I click on... Yeah, okay. Nice. Very nice. Jay, the next thing I'm going to do is look at Dribbble. Of course, I spelled it wrong. There we go. Oh, has it done it? Present results to user, nice. I'm going to look for a dark theme SaaS. Let's have a look. Right, if I go to history. Okay. Find user. Okay, and then if I go to the So it's still not working technically because the scrape I did of my own profile is not showing up. So let's let it work on that. Hey man, any tips for new ecom brand to structure their ads? What I'd say is optimize for conversions. If that's the goal, like purchases. Don't go for anything like vanity, engagement, video views, and that stuff. I'd say like less is more. Don't overcomplicate in the ad sets. Don't have tons of different interest combinations. Just have good ad creative. Everything's going to come down to the ad creative. The ad creative will drive your targeting. So, you'll probably find broad works better than interest, but try both. Don't go straight to like Advantage Plus and CBO, anything that's like automated, because you'll find that, well, in my experience, like sometimes doesn't work as well as doing it manually. I don't really trust Facebook's AI as much as I used to. And then just make sure you have the correct budget allocation. That's probably the other big mistake people are making. They'll spend like $100 a day between, let's say, 5 campaigns when their CPA is like $50 a day. Oh, sorry, $50. You need to be spending enough per day per ad set. Don't spread too thin. Also, make sure you have exclusions in your ad set, so you're always prospecting. If you want to do any retargeting, you should have a separate campaign or ad set for that. Nix, yeah, send me your email on TikTok. Definitely take on board your idea. I'm going to try that next. Let's have a look at this. This is quite nice. What's the point of Dribbble? The point of Dribbble is basically you've got designers on here, really good designers who upload designs, and I use it for inspiration. I mean, you could obviously hire them as well, but you're going to be paying a couple of $1,000s most likely. This guy right here has built this design in Figma. Just take a look now. What's enough spend for a $40 product per campaign? Per campaign, I mean, you should spend a minimum of 40, but ideally I'd be looking more towards like 100 a day. If your budget's limited, try maybe 50 to start with, go up from there. But yeah, I wouldn't really spend any less than that. What is this? Oh no, I think we've got to pay for this, haven't you? Yeah. Right, apparently it should now work. So let me try again. So here's the scrape. I go to history. It's not there. That's so weird. I think I know what it's doing. Scroll up, see my comments. Okay, let me get to that. I think I know what it's doing though, actually. Pull the data from the string, display it in a table content view. Okay. Okay. It is working, but basically, so I mean, these are probably you guys who are watching me right now. These are my recent follows on TikTok, and you can see right here that it's actually taking the last follower as the name of the person that was scraped instead of me. That's the issue. Otherwise, this is actually working. It's doing what it should be. It doesn't look too bad. So hopefully, yeah, this will now fix itself. Right, let's try again. So, find user. What is this? Does not exist. User ID does not exist. Okay, I know why. We just feed it back. What I actually have to do here is I'm entering a username, and you have to actually get the TikTok ID, which is a number value. That's actually your ID for the profile. Then you use that ID to then do whatever it is you're trying to scrape. So there's like an API that has to actually work in the background to get the ID before this API then works. It's kind of annoying. You can't just search with username. I'm gonna have to start a new chat in a sec because it will start bugging out at like $1.50. Sorry, at $1.75. But yeah, I kind of like this UI right here. It's pretty nice. Pretty basic as well. Like that type of graph could be quite good for analytics. It's got a cool sidebar layout right there. What else is on here? Right, let me try again for the 50th time. Let's have a look. Push on my bell. Right, find user. Hope there's no bug this time. Yeah, okay, so that worked. So now if you go to history, boom, it works. Nice. That is so sick. When it actually works, you're like, holy shit, you're buzzing. That is actually pretty cool. Have you heard of DeepSeek? Yeah, I have. Have you been using it? That's actually sick. Okay, so let me get it to just write channel log. Oh, sorry, update the existing one. Man, this shit is wild. Me and my business partner, right? I don't really want to talk about what it is just yet. I will do. But we've built what we think is a very, very viral app, essentially. It's a web app. I can't say too much about it because I just want to get it out there and kind of be first to do it. But I think it's the type of thing that would trend on TikTok. I'll definitely share it with you guys. The competitor who, well, they're kind of a competitor. They do a bad job of it. But the founder publicly stated he was making 100K a month with this app. And it's terrible if you saw it. But we've built like a better version with AI. Right. Let's go back. So, new chat. What am I going to do next? So far, should I do the UI now or should I leave it? Do you know what? I'm going to give it a prompt. Let me go back to, where's it gone? I don't think this UI is too bad for now. Like, I'm just going to give it to this tool. Screw it. Right, I'm going to literally feed it that screenshot of the UI, so let's do that. Let's hope it doesn't break anything either. Yeah, anyone who's on the stream can use this for free, as always. Right, it's thinking. So here's what happens when you ask it to do something new, like, upgrade the UI. It takes it as a project. So here's a plan. It's going to create dark theme sidebar, responsive layout, modern data visualization, clean, consistent styling. All right, approve. And I'll get to work. Yep, January is the time to be doing this stuff, honestly. Like, I'm always doing this. We're not doing client work. This is literally what I'm working on. I mean, it's literally winter. Some people call it bear mode. Just kind of hibernate. Don't come out. And just grind it out. Build cool stuff. Can you get in trouble for sending emails to non-subscribers? There are laws around it. You know, sort of like people have to consent to an email list and all that stuff. GDPR in the UK. There's questions around whether it's ethical. Put it like this. Everyone spams each other with cold emails. Agencies do it. Marketers do it. No one really cares. But you might get the odd Karen who gets upset and reports you and gets you into trouble. That's the worst that could happen. But that's not legal advice. That's just, you know, take it as you will. I have clients who spam 10,000 emails a month. That's up to them. It does work. I think just make sure that people can opt out and don't send like 10 different emails. That's the most annoying thing. I get it all the time. They'll send you an email, you don't reply, they'll send you another one, they'll send you 5. People do it on LinkedIn as well. I never consent to that stuff, but I'm not the type of person that's going to sit there and report them. So I've got better things to do. Is Replit better than Cursor or V0? I've not had too much experience with Cursor, but I've used Bolt, I've used Lazy AI, I've used Lovable. Windsurf was very impressive, but my lack of like programming knowledge made it a little bit harder to work with. So as of right now, like I judge everything based off of quality and how quickly I can ship something. So as you can see right now, I'm literally building this tool so quick. I've been streaming for an hour and 24 minutes. We had a couple bugs, but like in an hour and 24 minutes plus about 30 minutes before I start the stream, let's just say 2 hours. I mean, I'm already pretty far ahead. So for that reason, I personally like Replit. Oh, I can see another error. What is going on with this? Oh wait, it's fixing it. Cool. Honestly, it won't be long until everyone's doing this stuff. Unfortunately, what will happen is you get these so-called experts or kids, whatever you want to define them as. They'll create a course out of it. How to make 100 grand a month with an AI app. You use Replit to build it. Won't be long until everyone's trying to do it. Think about responsive design. This is why I like React Native. Yeah, React Native is pretty cool. We're early. Yeah, we sure are. We're very early. I'm just pumped, honestly. Right, what the hell is this done to itself? Wow. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's literally just fucked itself up. What the hell? I can't believe what this has just done to itself. It's literally ruined it. Alright, I'm just go back. Thank God you can go back to... Oh, I can't even go back to that. Hold on. Furthest I can go back is here. Let's try it. Low-key hope they don't fix the thing I discovered. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping the same. Literally in an hour and 24 minutes I've just built this app that does... Well, it's going to do TikTok lead gen for you. I just asked it to upgrade the UI, but it did a pretty crap job. Let's just check this is still working. What's this music called? I think it's the XX. On Hold. It's a remix. Alright, this is still working. Thank goodness. Alright, I've just learned the hard way not to do the UI just yet, so screw that. Let me continue building features. Yeah, this is Replit AI. I'm not gonna lie though, I did like the sidebar it built. It was so much better. So let me try... where's it going? Let me try the assistant. Do you know what? The assistant probably does a better job. Let's make it easier. Look at the screenshot. This screenshot and add in you have to talk to it like it's a baby sometimes as well. Right, let's see if the assistant can do a better job. It should be able to, in theory. Someone just commented on one of my TikTok videos saying, this was about Replit. He's a professional developer. These tools will not make you a fully functional app. If you don't have a background in coding, they are unreliable. Kind of disagree. I've not really had any issues so far. I've had a couple bugs and like stupid dumbness. That's about it. If you go and sit like on Upwork and you talk to developers on there, and you know, just the time wasting that goes on, calls, you know, thousands of questions and waiting on you to get back to them before they even code. This tool just does it. And obviously it's got this like AI thinking hat. Alright, there we go, the sidebar's in. That looks better. It's not bad, to be fair. Followers, history. History still works. Okay. All right, play. Oh man, I am actually freezing. Right, why is it doing this? Ah, there we go. Nice. See, the assistant is so much better at UI. Maybe that is literally just how it is. Agent is good for backend stuff, feature development, and then the assistant is more for UI, UX. And it doesn't cost as much. If you look at the usage, it's 10 cents for these changes. The agent charges, I think, 25. I don't really know how that works. Good suggestion, I'll try that. Yeah, I think it should. Seems to be working for me. Apparently it's -3 right now, what the hell? That's pretty cool. Right, let's see if this works. User data fetched successfully. Where is the data? Let's see if this one still works. Seems like it's made its own issue. Right, apparently it's fixed, so let me try. Okay, yeah, data showing there. So now let me try the scraper page. Got an error, validation error. And of course, can't copy it. Why does it do that? Not from the console. I love how I can actually read screenshots. I think that's like super valuable. Because I can literally just copy and paste it. Because I couldn't copy the text for whatever reason. So there we go. And now it'll go fix itself. Hopefully. Ah, it's still giving me the same error. Why? Alright, do you know what? I'm going to go back to the agent. Yeah, it'd be cool to build products in crypto Web3 and all that. Definitely gonna think more on that. Alright, let me try. Still getting the same error. Okay. Let's turn that off. Let's go back to agent. Let me give it the screenshot. There we go. Shit song. Cool. So it thinks it's figured itself. So let's see. Why did the agent lose connection? What the hell? Still same error. Damn it. Alright, let me try again. Same error. Was Web3 a gimmick like NFTs? I had a company Web3. I mean, it was really just a subsidiary of what we were doing. I had a team in Toronto of developers and designers, and we were doing Web3 projects for big brands. I had Cartier as a client, got like some big names, and it's a massive waste of time. Yeah, we got paid. It took about 90 days to get paid from the day of submitting an invoice, which was ridiculous as well. Almost killed our company because of cash flow issues. But what I saw was just like big names trying to jump on board of a trend and just go crazy, and they had people higher up that were constantly pushing the idea back down because of like legal issues and just the unknowns. Like, what do you do if people can't access what they paid for on the blockchain? And it was a gimmick, yeah. We also had a lot of people that came to us, and they weren't rich, but like they'd made money in their own businesses. They had decent budgets, and they were like, look, I've got 100K for a project. What's the likeliness that I'll sell out all these NFTs and make, a couple million? You had those types of people coming to you. Super aggressive, crazy amounts of FOMO. But yeah, I don't do any of it now. I don't know if NFTs will ever come back. I mean, logically they should, because there is value in it. Why can't I? Oh, so annoying. Cartier Watch Story Brand, yeah. We had some big names. For those guys, we had Gucci, Giraffe Kings. I'm trying to think who else. I did a lot of work with Reach Media. I don't know if you heard of them. They're quite big in the UK. They own like Manchester Evening News. I think they own Liverpool Echo. They're a media company. They wanted to put NFTs into artifacts. And to be honest, it was like a 7-month-long sprint. Every week, we'd be coming up with a strategy, and we put together this massive document. But, turned out to be a waste of time. They didn't go ahead with it. So they ended up just paying for strategy. It could have been a very big company, to be fair, what I was building. It was literally a landing page I threw up. I ran ads on Google, and that's how I was getting those types of leads. And that kind of says something about the industry. Yeah, we didn't really have any traction. We knew what we were doing. Query and type are required. Validation error. Guys, I have to jump. I have been streaming for 2 hours now, which is mad. This actually might be the longest stream I've done. But thanks for watching. I'm going to keep you guys updated on this. I'll be live